I was really looking forward to Little Red Riding Hood. The cast is brilliant. I was very keen to see what it was like. Unfortunately, I thought this was absolutely terrible, and I'll share why in a moment. This was released in either 1995 or 1996, depending on whether you believe Wikipedia or IMDb. It's directed by Donald Sturrock, and it's based on the version of Little Red Riding Hood from Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhymes. I'd never read it. I had read it before watching this, though, and I can say, in terms of lifting the lines from Roald Dahl's poem, I think they did a good job of fitting that into the narrative and then padding it a little bit. But there is so much fluff in this. It is really, really terrible. The cast, though, is brilliant. We have Julie Walters as Little Red Riding Hood and grandmother. We have Danny DeVito as the voice of Wolfie. Peter Elliott plays Wolfie. And the performances are very good. But the whole thing could have been told in about 10 minutes, and they stretch it for about 45 minutes, and it had no business being this long. I'd say 40, maybe 35 minutes of it was tremendously boring. And it was just so chaotic and so messy and just not good at all. And then, well, I won't say exactly what happens because it's not following every version of Little Red Riding Hood that I've seen before. It maybe takes a slightly different direction towards the end. So I won't spoil it just in case you're not familiar with the story, as I wasn't until reading the poem before watching this. But I'd say the last 5 minutes certainly are very good. Maybe the last 10 minutes things start to get a little bit better. It seems to have a clearer focus. It's more recognisable to some extent as the story of Little Red Riding Hood. But up until that point, it was absolute garbage. It is chaotic and not in a fun way either. It's not very well executed at all. It's easily 35 minutes longer than it needed to be, and I don't think they did a good job with it. With regards, as I said, to lifting lines from Roald Dahl's poem and making it fit the film, yes, that was very effectively done. As I said, I read the poem, and then as I was watching this, I had the poem up in front of me, and I was picking the lines out as and when they happened, and yeah, that worked well. So in terms of adapting Roald Dahl's words, not bad. But at least half an hour of this didn't need to be there, and it wasn't very good. The costumes look okay. I don't like Little Red Riding Hood's costume. I just don't think it worked very well, but it's not terrible. It's not the worst. And the design of Wolfie and the animal characters, they're bad, but I feel like they're meant to be bad. They're meant to look very rough, and if that's the vision they had, then it was certainly delivered, but I didn't really like it very much at all. So I don't think this was very good. I did enjoy the last 5 minutes, maybe the last 10 minutes. The performances were good. The narration was absolutely fine. Visually, it was not appealing at all. It didn't work. Do I recommend it? Only if you want to see what it's like. Or I guess if you're a big fan of Little Red Riding Hood or Roald Dahl, if there's a reason why you want to watch this, give it a go. But if you're not that bothered about Little Red Riding Hood, you're not that bothered about any of the cast, and you're just looking for a good film experience, this probably isn't going to be that film. It's more a film, I watched it on my own, but it's one of those films where you can watch it with a friend and kind of pick it apart and enjoy it because it's not very good. But if you're just watching it for the entertainment perspective, well, maybe one could argue it's entertaining for the wrong reasons with that in mind, but I didn't care for it. I don't think it's very good. The last 5 minutes were pretty enjoyable, but leading up to that, I thought it was pretty horrendous. Check it out if you're curious, but if you decide not to, you're not really missing out on very much.